Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sailor Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3 as the United States. We have finally made peace with Britain. The year is now, it's now January of 1916. Um, Given a bit of time, we'll probably try to provoke a war with France, maybe another war with Britain. We'll see what comes. For now, we are building two of these third generation dreadnoughts with 16-inch guns. We are trying to finish the second Saratoga class battlecruiser, and we are busily rebuilding our cruiser fleet. Which cruisers are, I believe, our biggest priority along with destroyers at the moment, given just a few more capital ships getting finished. Captain Chantry, unassigned, has shot Captain Junior Grade Cook, unassigned, in a hunting accident. Rumor has it there was some rivalry over a woman, and it said the incident might not have been wholly accidental. He's average and he's aggressive, so it wasn't an accident then. I think we're gonna go ahead and see to it that Captain Chantry is quietly expelled from the service, because I'd rather not have a captain that maybe possibly shoots other captains over women. That's not what the U.S. Navy needs. That's an unprofessional look right there. All these two Tacomas need to be... this is a really bad way of doing this, but I am too lazy to do it the more optimal way. So, ooh, that's a lot of expenses. Okay. Well, I'll just let it go through for a month, and then I'm going to have to pause them. Industrial production soaring. And we have finished our first aviation ship. Oh boy. The Minister of the Navy feels it's a pity that such a fine officer as Rear Admiral Leslie, below average but a well-connected sportsman, is without a seagoing command. Suggests he should be put in command of 1st Battle Division. I can't actually see the, You know what? Screw the Minister of the Navy. Rear Admiral Leslie is performing a vital duty in the Coal Lighter and Laundry Barge Administration. Thank you very much. Oh, early air-launched torpedoes. Well, that does make aircraft drastically more effective against ships, and 40 capacity air bases already. We can develop torpedo bombers. Honestly, there's not really any reason to request tenders for a new prototype, considering we can't build carriers, but sure, why not? Somebody build me a long-ranged and durable torpedo bomber. They're going to come up with something that can go about 100 miles, but that's fine. As I said, there's not really even any point in designing one. I'm pretty sure we don't have... No, we have larger seaplane carriers. I don't believe we have the capacity to build actual aircraft carriers, even light ones, yet. These rebuilds are a little bit atrocious, huh? I'm trying to build too much stuff at once here, but that's all right. The ship's band of the Battleship Delaware plays popular opera overtures to general delight, although other areas of crew training have suffered. Great. I take it that gets a music lover. We can never trust Germany to keep agreements. I don't really want to fight Germany, but I do want budget, so, you know. Germany can be the scapegoat to give me budget. Who's in charge of the 1st Battle Division, anyway? Oh, it's Rear Admiral O'Donnell, and he's above average. Yeah, so I should not put the below average guy in charge. Man, we have a lot of officers now. We have, like, 10 admirals who are just sitting around in staff positions. And way, way more rear admirals than we have divisions. I know I've been lazy about creating divisions, but even if I wasn't, Being said, second battle division is vacant. I guess Kentucky, you get to be the non-existent second battle division. Should I assign Saratoga to the same? Probably not, but there's literally only two of them, so no. Saratoga's going to be the second battlecruiser division. You, I think, could not fit in this division before, but you can now. On account of we've lost ships or I've decommissioned them or something. Anyway, we do have the seaplane carrier speed. Don't mind that the guns aren't on the ship. So we have 5 aircraft in the fleet now. That's progress. 2 cruisers done rebuilding. Smoke floats for light cruisers. That's somewhat helpful. Yeah. A brilliant admirals left the surface. It's a shame. Okay, we can actually afford to build all this. That's good. So what will be next? We're where we need to be for now in terms of battleships. We'll still need more, obviously, but battle cruisers, and then we need new heavy and light cruisers and new destroyers. I want to filter out all these 500-ton destroyers, at least for a start, and these Chicago-class cruisers. But we don't have the money yet, so we're just going to let some time go by. Productivity and industrial protection. The post-war economic crisis is over. We've stolen the data for the Supermarine Spitfire for a second time. Ah, we can make conversions to light aircraft carriers. Okay. Do I need at least a heavy cruiser for that? I think I probably do. But the only things I'd be willing to do it to probably right now are the light cruisers. Well, yes, I was gonna convert it. How do I? Is that a separate button? Is it? Yeah. I knew how to do this at some point. I'll figure it out in a second. I know that, but can I just only do it to heavy cruisers and up? I've certainly done this before. Yeah, I want to make it into... Unless I can only do it with heavy ships, but I thought that was... I don't feel like that's the case. I'm definitely forgetting something in terms of how to convert ships. swear I used to know how to do that, but it does kind of seem that I've forgotten. I'll figure it out shortly. Maybe I'll have to Google it. Alliance between Japan and Austria-Hungary. Japan is building their own small seaplane carrier. Better airship engines. Oh, okay, so now I need an aircraft carrier to prioritize shipboard aircraft operation. Okay. I think the first CVL has to be. I think the first CVL has to be a conversion. And it'll be useless probably, basically, but conversions to light aircraft carriers. Yeah. I only have 6. I do only have 6 heavy cruisers left, but they're all quite obsolete compared to what I can design now, I think. They'd be the right... Well, an Arizona would be sort of a whole full-sized carrier, to be honest. Interesting. It'll let me do it for not rebuild, but... Yes, but then I just take all the guns off. Oh, there we go. Finally. Apparently you have to remove all the guns now before it will let you reclassify it as a light carrier, but we figured it out. Alright. We will maybe stick just a couple of 5-inch guns on it for self-defense, sort of. It's not actually optimal, but it's very in character for the era, let's put it that way. 10 aircraft, sure. If we're going to do this, we probably need to replace the machinery, and 12 aircraft, that's a little better. Oh, we already have a huge tertiary armament, my bad. In that case, can I fit... Can't fit 14 aircraft. Hate 13 aircraft. But maybe that's just the way to go. Or, okay, that's probably more worthwhile. And then a few secondaries, maybe actually put those in turrets too. Oh, yes, for replacing the machinery, let's maybe use turbines. Okay, alright. Then we can definitely get... Yeah, I don't care about the -1. Okay, so we can rebuild San Diego into a light carrier with a capacity of 14 aircraft and a speed of 24 knots and a nominal self-defense armament. It's not exactly going to be splendid, not even close, but I'm going to do it solely because I'm planning to replace all the heavy cruisers, and we need a carrier operational in order to keep developing carriers at a high rate. So this will be... I didn't regenerate the appearance, so that's terrible. But yeah, that's going to be a terrible ship, but it's fine. It's not going to be... Compared to other weird early conversions, it's not going to be that bad. It's a weird early conversion. Okay, the Martin XTB-7, Douglas XTB-8, and North American XTB-9 are our torpedo bomber options. It looks like the Martin is the fastest and the longest range. It's not quite as maneuverable and tough as the Douglas, but same bomb load. I mean, the toughness is worth something, but it's not worth losing that much speed and range. I'll take the Martin XTB7. Especially because ranges are abysmal at this point, so having a extra 30 miles could be somewhat handy. Captain Sherman, on assigned average, has left his wife and moved in with an actress of tarnished reputation. The scandal is the talk of the capital and all over the gossip columns. Well, he's not worth. Apparently, ignoring it is the unprestigious thing to do, so we can't tolerate this. It will sully the reputation of the Navy. Cashiered. Okay, high quality 10-inch guns. I'm never going to use them. I don't think that I'm going to use 10-inch guns ever. Maybe on a really, really big heavy cruiser or something. But at that point, just build a battle cruiser, you know? Good news is we are about to finish Saratoga. Um, hmm. You know, I usually refuse to sell things to people, but I just cannot fathom Austria posing a threat to me, so... Oh, excellent. Finally, superimposed turrets on heavy cruisers. Heavy shells, gradual AP penetration, anti-aircraft artillery. That is going to be important, to be honest, but I'm probably not going to put it to high priority, but it is important. Superimposed turrets for heavy cruisers. Now that is rather handy. Especially because I've just started converting one of our heavy cruisers into a carrier. However, we need more battle cruisers before I can really start this heavy cruiser rebuild process. In point of fact, I'm going to lay down our first two constellations now, because I think we can just barely sort of afford it. But as soon as... For now, I'm going for 10 battleships and 6 battle cruisers. Once we have that, I'm going to start... First of all, I'm going to decommission all our remaining pre-dreadnoughts, and second of all, I'm going to start rebuilding the whole cruiser fleet. At this point, everybody else is decommissioning their pre-dreadnoughts. Tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and join the trend, because I think they're going to be increasingly worthless in a war. I'm going to scrap the Arizonas. I'm going to have the Californias. I'm going to briefly take them out of reserve so that I can sail them around to the west coast with their very useless fleet of old destroyers, probably. And then, I'm just not going to keep a permanent battleship squadron in the Caribbean for now. We'll just leave it all on our east coast. Oh, we're real bankrupt now again, I think, because of the, the ships I just took out of reserve, probably. Yeah. You guys are all... Well, you're already on the west coast, I see. Yeah. Good news is our second Saratoga-class battlecruiser is about to be finished. And so we'll actually finally have an operational pair of... How does it do this sometimes? Improved firefighting equipment. Damage control improvement. Very good. Alrighty. Oh. There's a month delay because it didn't have directors when we designed it. That's unfortunate. Alright. I'm going to have to pause both these battle cruisers. And USS Ranger's been commissioned. And I'm not selling that to Italy. And gradual increase in HE shell damage from shell wall casings. And the Martin Mars is ready for operational service. No. I mean, well, we need naval patrol aircraft, probably, but honestly, like, not convinced that fighters can't basically do that job. How many people actually operated dedicated like how many people developed other than flying boats or repurposed bombers? I don't feel like dedicated naval patrol aircraft are that much of a thing, really. One tech sold to Austria was enough. Inclined belt. Okay, that's good for our armor. Very good for our armor. You guys are where? Oh, you're actually at the West Coast? Oh, right. They were in the Caribbean, and the Panama Canal actually works now. I forgot about that. I thought they were going to have to sail all the way around, but a couple of years ago, we finally finished the Panama Canal, so great. Now that you guys are on the West Coast, go to mothballs. And I'm going to put Lexington in reserve because she's just kind of useless now. Probably North Carolina also because she's just subpar. And let me make sure all of these old destroyers are also in reserve at least. Excellent. Well, it's a fancy destroyer. It's got AA guns. This is the first AI ship I've seen with AA guns, and it's got depth charge throwers. It's very fancy. Improved diesel engines, submarine reliability. Very good. Can I build this for a turn? Yes, I can. Okay, good. So we're about to be at the point where we just have 4 capital ships building, and that's it. Which is fine. Yeah. That's the cost of building capital ships, basically. Oh, improved director. All right, we're going to have to refit all of our ships then. Them's the brakes. It's a good thing. It's a big improvement in accuracy again. Then I think after that it's just radar that really improves it. There's advanced director at some point too. All right, let me get the San Diego finished rebuilding. Oh, yes, well, that's an issue. Advanced signaling, less signaling errors. Fine work. Okay, so we got a good deal of funding again. Spare. Now, to tell the truth, I'd like to build a 3rd constellation, but I don't think it's practical while we're building 4 capital ships already. In point of fact, I'd like to build a 4th constellation as well, and a 3rd Minnesota, so that I can decommission Lexington and South Carolina, South Dakota, North Carolina. Yeah, because these only have 6 guns, really. They're not actually, they're cheating dreadnoughts, so I'd like to replace them as soon as possible. But for now, first things first, a new modern heavy cruiser force that's actually got superimposed guns and can make like 27 knots or something. And we have this now. 14 aircraft. Joyous. Oh, I have to set the airgroup for that, though, actually. You do have to set these manually. I'm going to give it about, I don't know, 8 fighters and 6 torpedo bombers. Will they be effective at all? Probably not, but oh well. This should get automatically put on there now, I believe. Alright, so our most advanced current, yeah, 22 knots, 6/8 inch. Yeah, our new design is going to be radically different than all the previous heavy cruisers. Yeah, this has got the idea. Although it's actually too much, but We can fix that. Give me forward superimposed twin. I can use that, right? Yeah. Give me... Yeah. And yes. And no. Wrong thing. And I'm actually going to cheap out on this ship compared to what the AI suggested, which is a little rare, but this is almost as big as some of my battle cruisers. It's unnecessary. 28 knots should be enough to let her run away from any... Oh, I see why you suggested 9-inch guns. I didn't realize my 8 inches were so bad. Okay, yeah, 9-inch guns maybe are the way to go, actually, then. Alright, 6-inch belt, 2-inch deck. That's solid for this type of ship. All or nothing armor, normal accommodation, oil turbines, freeboard range. 28 knots should be good. Can we just stick these in twin turrets? I know it causes a issue. I know, too much unused displacement. That's unusual, but... Apparently I'm not being ambitious enough, but this is hugely, hugely better than any armored cruiser, like, in the world right now, so... I mean, this is a proper heavy cruiser instead of an armored cruiser. Yeah. I'm just going to save myself a few thousand, and we're going to build it to this displacement. Actually, this isn't uncalled for too heavy a secondary armament. Although it only apparently saves me 200 tons to take those guns off, so maybe I'll just keep it. Man, yeah, well, I can't save much, even by compromising a lot of capability. I'll just keep all this then, yeah. It's really rather gargantuan. I would rather have used 8-inch guns, but ours are terrible quality, so we've almost got to stick with the 9-inch guns. We could... Can we do triple turrets without having an issue? We could try that sort of layout. Yeah. Although that actually apparently hurts our weight net, so that's not helpful, really. Considering it does, I'm just going to go back to 4 twins. I mean, it's still like half the price of a battlecruiser, so yeah. Brooklyn-class heavy cruiser. Probably the world's first actual heavy cruiser. I mean, the big difference between her and all these doomed armored cruisers that we have is that she actually makes 28 knots, which means she's capable of keeping up with and or running away from the various battle cruisers around the world. Oh, interesting. The French have actually built... Well, it's fast, but it's just weird. Oh, the French are building very strangely laid out dreadnoughts with triple turrets. We'll get to that at some point. Well, the 1920 special. Slender hull girders, 1% weight saving. 3 and 4-inch dual-purpose mounts. Superimposed B gun mounts on light cruisers. I think that might be all we need to build a proper light cruiser. Light AA guns, or, well, heavy AAMG, so we can build our own light AA guns now. Fantastic. And San Diego has equipped itself with the Boeing Buffalo and the Martin Mars. All around fantastic. In a year, we'll have these 2 Minnesotas commissioned. I'll probably just replace, building-wise, I'll probably put another Minnesota in to replace North Carolina, and then a Constellation. We do have to rebuild everything, though. I said that, I mentioned it, and then I forgot about it. But yeah, everything needs improved directors. And maybe just stick your guns in turrets while you're at it, eh? Oh, we could get directors for the secondaries. And we could get upgraded 14-inch guns, huh? That's going to hugely increase the cost of this rebuild all the way around. But these are our most modern dreadnoughts. And the better guns, the director, the improved director, all worth it. So I'm going to... I expect the Kentuckys should be good enough to stay in service for like 10 to 20 years. So until fast battleships come along. So I can't rebuild all of them yet. But so it's worth it to splurge on a little bit of a fancier redesign for them. That said, it's going to drive us momentarily bankrupt again, but we'll deal with it. Oh, wow. The French are building a battleship with 4 triple 16-inch turrets. And yet it only displaces 31,000 tons, which means it has no belt armor. And very weak secondaries. But it's quite some... And it doesn't have superimposed turrets. I think the game won't take this into account, which is a shame because it should. And maybe it does, but these guns have terrible firing arcs because of the superstructure right in front and behind them. Okay, Italian Machi M62B. Improved depth charges for ASW. The Martin Company has developed a torpedo bomber as a private venture. Guys, I just bought your torpedo bomber. And then you went and developed a worse torpedo bomber. No, I don't want to continue development of that aircraft. Why would you do this to yourselves, Martin? Okay, Republic's developed a float plane scout. The Republic Widgeon. It's much shorter ranged, and it's a scout. So no. Sometimes the private ventures will be excellent, but sometimes they're terrible. Especially if they don't really understand what your priority is. Okay, we're going to build Brooklyn soon, but I need to finish rebuilding all of our existing ships with directors first. Industrial production soaring again. Yeah, that'll happen a lot. We're the U.S. We're going to go bankrupt if we keep building. Struggling with armor testing methods, but well on our way to triple bottoms. Fantastic. You know what? Why the hell not? I really still don't think we're going to fight Austria, so I'm being very weird about what I sell to them, but... Triple bottom, gradual damage control improvement. But it's just me being wish-washy on whether to sell tech to enemies. I don't like doing it, but I don't think that Austria is actually probably going to be an enemy, so... Okay, the Kentucky's first 2 are rebuilt. Let's rebuild the other 2. The other rebuilds should hopefully be faster. Obviously, I'm replacing the main guns of a battleship here. That's fairly expensive. However, by the time these are rebuilt, we should just about have the Minnesotas be completed, so... Not selling this to Japan, because... Don't stop reminding me about that, yeah. Thanks for watching, sailors. I hope you enjoyed the video. New parts should be up daily, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.